that right there, man. Let's do that. It's all right. Hey, what's up, people? How you doing? Welcome to the Tim Black Show. I'm your host, Tim Black, obviously. Before we get even into this at all, let me go make sure that everybody can hear me on Facebook and on Twitter and YouTube. Let's do that. So let me go check now to make sure my squad is in the house. What's up, Facebook? Evan and Helen and Eli and Amber and C. Alex and Dion. Lisa and Anise. How y'all doing? Hope you can hear me. And Christy and Judy and Terry. What's up? Terry Myers, man. Long time, brother. Kathy, Lloyd, Nicole Sears. George. What's up, George? Hey, Ashley. I think I got Ashley. Hey, Ashley. Lynn, how you doing, guys? Great to have you guys. Heck yeah, Robert Downs. What's up, Donald Moore? What's up, guys? Glad to have you. Robert Smith. I'm scoring good, Johnson. Scoring good, Robert. Robert from Southwest Michigan. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. I love it. Midwest in the house. So now let me go to YouTube real quick, guys, and make sure YouTube can hear brother. Let's go check them out. All right, we're rolling on YouTube now. We got Don Rice, Casa Stratton, Karen M, Julie, Jilly. What's up, Jilly? What's up, Bernadette? Yeah, Don. Yeah, you on time, Don Rice Jr. Don said, I'm glad I could finally catch the show at the beginning. I'm trying to get a little closer to my 10 p.m. start time. That's what it is. What's up, Sam Blue and the squad +1? How y'all doing? You guys can hear me. What's up, Zach and Jason and B4 and Holly Horn and her rain dog, a dingo, and Caliandra. Like that, make me stretch my vocal cords. Caliandra. You know, when your name is Tim, you always wonder what you would be like if you had a name like Caliandra. I mean, maybe not Caliandra, because that's a woman's name, right? Yeah, it is. You know, but like, Sterling. What's up, guys? Thank you for being here. I guess if you couldn't hear me, Lee Cox or Tia, you would have told me by now. Mr. Vic, you wouldn't have me up just here, just talking, and you couldn't hear. So do me a favor, guys. Right now would be the optimal time to share this on your social media. So please do that. Share this on social media. Let people know that the Tim Black Show is on. It's Monday. We back to business. We back to business, guys. About to give them the business. We good. All right, so let me jump back here. All right, so we got a couple stories I want to cover today to kind of get the ball rolling. First thing I want to do is invite you to support independent media. When I say independent media, I mean this guy right here. Right? Because what we do here is we try to speak truth to power. We do it every time out. Sometimes it costs us a few friends. Sometimes it costs us a few ends. But we do it anyway because it matters. So become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. You do that by going to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. I want to give a super shout out to everybody who already did that. To everyone who's a part of the Tim Black Wolfpack. You guys are amazing, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or on Patreon. Do it today. And we need your support. And I give away free stuff too. So how about that? Also, go to TimBlackTV.com, guys. New website. Thanks to my man Sean who hooked me up. Thank you, Sean. Go to TimBlackTV.com. We looking good. All right, you guys ready? Check this out, man. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that your brother Tim Black been through a little bit of a skirmish. Yeah, a little bit of a skirmish online. The Yang Gangers, who I refer to as the Yang Bangers. Yeah, the Yang Bangers, they've been banging on my door for the last, 24 hours. Whatever did you do to offend the Yang Gang, Tim Black? Well, I disagree with him, Johnson. That's what I did. I disagree with him. I saw it another way. Unacceptable. You can't disagree with the Yang Gang. Well, yes, you can. I want you guys to know when I was at Politicon, I was having a conversation with Dr. Jason Johnson. And Dr. Jason may come on this show. We've been talking about it. He feels like, if I did a video of you and you wanted to come on the show to kind of clear your name a little bit, I think maybe that might be the thing to do. We're going to think about that, though. Because giving the platform to just people that I disagree with fundamentally on a number of things may not be the way to go. But anyway, that's not the purpose of me calling this out or mentioning it. During our conversation, he talked about online Bernie bros and how Bernie bros are hostile online. And I said to Dr. J, man, why do you make it seem like it's just Bernie bros who are so hostile online, man? Why are you just focused on Bernie supporters, man? There are a lot of campaigns, a lot of people feel passionate about their candidate. It's not just Bernie supporters. Maybe the problem with you with Bernie supporters is there's so many of them. He dismissed that out of hand. That couldn't be it. They're hostile, they're harassing, and Bernie doesn't have the most support. So, because in the poll, of the 500 people they talked to, more of them wanted Elizabeth. So Bernie doesn't have more support. That makes sense. Guy's been running since 2015, and according to Dr. Jason, he didn't have the most support of any candidate in the race, even though he's been campaigning for almost endlessly, nonstop for the last 4 or 5 years. So anyway, besides that, Dr. Jason and anybody else out there, have you ever ran up against the gang? You probably haven't. And this isn't just to Dr. Jason, but to anybody, because you refuse to talk about Yang Gang. See, you don't deal with the Yang Gang until you talk about the Yang Gang. I had no idea there was so many Yang supporters. Folks, I'm trying to tell you, I knew there was a lot of Yang supporters, but I didn't know. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't know. Thousands of people with I'd say 90% of them with less than 500 followers, with accounts that are brand new, most without pictures, came at a brother because I disagreed with them about something about Andrew Yang that I have every right to disagree about. I didn't talk about his wife. I didn't talk about his kids. I didn't talk about his bowl haircut. I didn't talk about the weird hat. I didn't talk about anything out of bounds. I had an issue with something that's related to policy. And they still came for a brother to the point where I was like, Johnson, well, damn, Johnson, maybe the Yang Gang got a lot of bots. I mean, it couldn't be a disagreement on policy gets me indulged in a swarm of thousands of young people that's not out of bounds, just relevant. That's what you would do. That's what we do. I call out Kamala Harris. I call out Cory Booker. I call out Elizabeth Warren. I call out Pete Buttigieg. I call out Joe Biden. But the Yang Gang, on policy, not on his health, not on his looks, not on anything, no cheap shots. It was just about his policy or lack of policy and his ethics on those policies that he had on his website. I get attacked by thousands of young people. So to me, guys like Lee, look, I'm thinking there is no way there'd be that many people who don't even know me attacking me for voicing an opinion about a clip that's on CNN that the whole world can see. All these people don't have time to go after one guy when everyone saw this clip. The whole world saw it. I don't have a secret stash. The clip is public knowledge. Anybody can comment on this clip. Why is it that I'm getting this special treatment? Why? So, this is where we are. Let me share with you the clip that got your brother Tim Black. They tried to run me off Twitter, but you know me, I ain't going nowhere. I don't scare easy. This is the clip that they tried to run me off of Twitter for commenting on. Here it is.
Told reporters in New Hampshire last week that you think, quote, outlawing private insurance in a very short period of time is a bit too disruptive, and I would not do it. So how do you support Medicare for all and not outlaw private insurance?
Well, there's a way to provide Medicare for all that does not prohibit private insurance. And the goal has to be to demonstrate to the American people that this Medicare plan is superior to your current insurance without pulling the rug out from under you and saying that the insurance no longer exists.
Bernie Sanders' own campaign manager said about your stance on this, come on, you either take on corporate greed that rots the system or you don't. That you're calling this Medicare for all, but when you ask about the substance, you still want to keep private insurance, which is not Medicare for all. How do you respond?
It's funny because we had an internal debate about this. Like, what does Medicare for all mean? If you look at it, what does it say? Medicare for all, which means that you have a Medicare program that everyone can be enrolled in.
So you're adopting the label, but not the bill?
That's correct.
Is that a little disingenuous to people looking for that, that flavor of a Democratic candidate, but with, if they don't know the substance of your plan?
Well, we're clear about the substance of our plan in various places, and we're going to have a more detailed rollout of the full plan in the days to come.
Yeah, I got in trouble for commenting about this clip. And I can't say get in trouble. I was harassed. I was harassed, Johnson. Look at me. I'm scarred for life. I don't know how I'm going to proceed. I don't know if I can deal with it. I need my mommy. Because I'm a little snowflake. Got it here. So first of all, let's unpack this clip a little bit here, Yang Gang, because we wouldn't be, ashamed, or we wouldn't have a problem with a little bit of criticism for somebody who's an honest actor who has reported positively about your candidate in the past. Make sure that mic's turned up. What do you mean you don't want to be disruptive? You don't want to be disruptive to the system? That's the only purpose for having you run. Is that we have a system that's jacked up. We need disruptors who want to come in and change it disruptively, not tentatively. Oh, you mind if I move this pen over here? Well, let's think about it. Okay, tell me when you're ready. We're going to have a meeting to discuss the moving of the pen. Everyone have a seat. That guy, Andrew Yang, wants to move the pen. Do we think that's feasible? Well, I don't know. We've had that pen there for about 20 minutes. It's been fine where it is. Why does he need to move the pen? Precisely, Johnson. See, we don't want that type of garbage. We got that type of garbage now. We already got that guy. We don't need another guy pretending to be a disruptor, coming in talking about, hey, I don't want to disrupt, I don't want to disrupt anything. I wouldn't want to disrupt, the shit that's, 500 million people, or 500,000 people going bankrupt every year. We don't want to disrupt that because they can't pay their, because they become ill and they can develop a condition that bankrupts the hell out of them. We don't want to disrupt that. We don't want to disrupt all the seniors who cut their medications in half because they can't afford to pay for a pop. And we don't want to disrupt the 50 million or people that are underinsured with inadequate insurance. And we don't want to disrupt all the people who are still uninsured even after Obamacare, because that would not be civilized. Where I come from, Andrew Yang and Yang Gangers and gang bangers, if you're not willing to disrupt the system, that, my friend, is uncivilized. Status quo is uncivilized. But let's keep going because he says more-ish that needs to be called out. Faiz, my man F from the Bernie campaign manager for Bernie Sanders, he responded to an earlier clip with Andrew Yang because this is not the first time he said this. This is the first time I saw him say this until I started doing research and I realized He's been backing away from Medicare for all for quite some time. But Faiz said, if you're not, come on, man, if you're not willing to take on corporate greed and go up against the system, why are you wasting our time? Why are you pretending like you are? That's a good question. And why do you guys want to support someone who's not willing to take on the system? That's the whole point. Oh, I get it. You think you get $1,000 and system is stay jacked up. Let the system stay as jacked up. I got $1,000. Do you know how quickly the $1,000 goes away if this shit system stays the same? First of all, it does nothing to close the racial wealth gap, which I know I'm sure all you Yang Gang people are very concerned about. All the black people struggling on the bottom. I'm sure you can't sleep at night for all the blacks who for every dollar a white family has only has about a dime. I'm sure you can barely contain yourself on Twitter. You are right now somewhere with a blade next to your vein going, I'm going to kill myself because all these black people are so struggling. Even though they've been in this country longer than I have and helped build the country for free. They were free to starve to death because they were given no land, no food, and told go build a life. And if you didn't have a job, they locked you up. And then 100 years of Jim Crow. We've only had civil rights in this country for 50 years. You don't care, though. You're fine with rich people, a rich family that makes $1 million a year, getting $2,000, a husband and wife, and a single mom getting $1,000 and having to get rid of food stamps and the public housing and all that other shit. You're fine with that. That makes sense to you. And I got a question about what you guys are really about. That's all I'm saying. But let's keep it moving because that's just one of the things about this clip that's horrendous. There's more, Johnson. One of the things I can't stand is the laugh. Yeah, when Dana Bash said, hey, well, it doesn't sound like it sounds like you don't support Medicare at all for all. Sounds like you support something else like a public option plan. What? No, you... Yeah, me and my friends was just talking about how full of shit. I mean, when you guys gonna start catching on, I'm full of shit. I was just surprised. I was wondering. We were just talking about that. Were we talking about that, Michael? Yeah, we were talking about it. What about you, Stuart? Yeah, we were talking about it, Andrew. Eventually, somebody's gonna say, "Hey, sounds like you want a public option, not a Medicare for all." Yeah, you know, I don't like that laugh when Kamala Harris does it. She does it too. I've called it out when Kamala Harris does that laugh, that nervous, rickety, giddy, fake laugh when someone is caught, when they don't know what to say. But I guess when I call out Yang for it, it's like, oh my God, it's travesty. It's disgusting that you would call that out. Oh, here come the millennials coming over the hill with a bag of wet spit out used sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. Here we go, guys. And all that is cool and all that is real, and yeah, that's a problem. But one of the biggest complaints I have about this is that people are still pretending that you could have a public option be front and center in your plan and it still be called Medicare for All, when the two versions of Medicare for All, one in the House and one in the Senate, both explicitly say no duplicative care for the public, for private insurers. You can have private insurance for stuff that's not covered under the Medicare for All. When it's covered, bye-bye private insurance, because see, private insurance is the problem. You can't keep the problem around. Look, guys, like with anything else. If you're the problem, we need you out of there. We don't keep the problem around going, we'll just work around the problem. Oh, see here, you got some cancer in your gut, Tim Black. We're going to keep that. We're going to keep the cancer in your gut. We just going to work around it. Because, you know, we wouldn't want to take the cancer out that's killing you. That is a symbolic metaphor. It's a metaphor for our insurance situation. The insurance companies are a cancer on America. We want to remove it Because unlike some other countries that people keep throwing in my face, America is really corrupt. Now, I know you got some corruption in Australia and Sweden. I understand. I get it. UK. I get that. I know. I get it. Yeah. But America's corruption is muy bueno. American corruption is so deep, you can't cut that shit with a chainsaw. Oh, shit. I almost cut my head off with this damn, trying to cut through this corruption. So we have to... Do you understand? Is this computing at all make any sense? So, and like I stated, I try to explain to people, it's not just that I disagree with Andrew Yang. It's that he lied. And he continues to lie. You know why I say he's lying? It's because he's not been forthcoming about him not being a true supporter of Medicare for All. Yeah. Here goes proof. This shit is still on his website. Policy. Medicare for All. Now, we can all pretend that it's okay to have a policy on your website that you don't fully, or for a piece of legislation or two pieces of legislation that contradict totally your plans for Medicare for All or your plans for healthcare coverage. We can pretend that that's okay, but to people that aren't seduced, induced, or so involved or so invested in this thing, for the rest of us, man, it's a problem. How you going to have that on your website, Johnson? Let me say that again. How you going to still have Medicare for All on your website, Johnson, if you really don't support Medicare for All? And how dare you and your people act as if being asked that is something to laugh at, or it's something that you want to troll somebody for? Pointing out your website? Like, look, the Yang Gang got a lot of money. You raise a lot of money. Maybe you could raise some money or use some of that money to update your website. I don't know. Maybe it'd be a good idea. Then we won't have these conversations. Because if you weren't promoting Medicare for All, I'd be fine. You can have your own Medicare plan. Who cares? Have your own plan. But are we really going to be this so silly that we don't recognize that there was an incentive of piggybacking on the name Medicare for All? Are we really that dumb? Or do we think everyone is that dumb? Come on, when we want some knockoff sneakers, the knockoffs are smart enough to use the name of the sneaker they're knocking off. See, no one buys Sykes, but some people are buying Nikes, even if they're not the real deal. And that's what Yang is doing. Right? Just to get further into my point, Andrew Yang has not just done this in this one interview with Dana Bash, who I'm usually not a fan of. But as you can see, even a broken clock can be right twice a day, Johnson. Here goes Andrew Yang at a rally or right after a rally, going further into detail about how disingenuous he can be if he chooses to be. Check it out.
On Medicare for All, page 8 of Senator Bernie Sanders' bill eliminates private insurers. Does that mean that you do not support the Bernie Sanders Medicaid for All bill?
I support the spirit of what Bernie is trying to accomplish. I do think that outlawing private insurance in a very short period of time is a bit too disruptive, and I would not do it.
Yeah, you know, Andrew Yang said he supports Medicare for All in spirit. He supports it in spirit. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. I accept it. Now that I think about it, I accept that. Hey, ladies. I'm going to go up and tell my wife, I understand we're married and we're in a monogamous marriage. And I agree with that in spirit. But I think I got a shot at Rihanna. So, I agree in spirit that I shouldn't cheat on you, but, because, but in spirit, you know what? When I'm over Rihanna's house, in spirit, I'll be still here with you. You just got to open your mind. Stop being so selfish. And then after that, I wondered if I can come stay with one of you guys on the couch or something. You know what I'm saying? Because, Yang gonna put me up. Yang, I'm gonna need that $1,000, bruh. Make it 2, because I'm a grown-ass man. Okay, Boomer? So anyway, that's the most disingenuous thing in the world. Hey, who you want to win the NFL? Who you want to win the Super Bowl? Well, I'm from D.C., so I want the Baltimore Ravens to win because they're right next to me and they don't have a horrible name, Johnson. Gotcha. All right, cool. Yay, the Cowboys won. I thought you wanted the Ravens to win. Only in spirit. Man, get the hell out of our club, out of our bar right away. You're lucky we don't beat yo. But see, to the Yang Gang, it's fine. And look, I know with me explaining these things that are indefensible, you really have no comeback for it. All you can do is be mad. You're in the comment sections right now. I understand, I get it. But that doesn't change the facts. I did the math. And what we've seen is I'm full of crap. My name is Andrew Yang. And I've lied to you guys just to develop momentum, to sell more books and become popular. We got more, guys. I have a few more instances. You guys want to keep going? Because I guess, maybe there's some people out there who are really delusional who don't see a problem at all with co-opting the name of legislation that exists that was people have been fighting for years, and you come in and use the name of it, put it on your website and in your materials, your marketing materials, and then when pressed about it, say, hey, that's not, I don't want to disrupt the system. Well, just take it off your website. Stop saying it out your mouth, homie. Now, me being a commentator, like I said, we talk about everybody. This is what we do. I haven't made it Yang Week. But I want you to see some of the commenters from the Yang Gang. Yeah, because all the time, all I hear media people talk about is Bernie bros. Bernie people are so rude. Bernie people are so horrible. You mean the same Bernie people that average donation is $17 per donation, and Andrew Yang's is much higher, though he lied and said it was lower than Bernie's? The real grassroots movement of this election and last year's election, in fact, the most grassroots election of ever, probably has the most spirited people ever, because there's more grassroots, less corporate people. Yeah. Check out this. Here goes a Yang Gang supporter right here. William Martinez said, Yang is Bernie with new ideas. Yeah. I almost got ratioed on this. Me saying, this shit don't make sense. This proves the conversation with the Blue Hat crew is a waste of time. Unbelievable. He actually said there's no difference between Bernie and Andrew Yang. In fact, you would get them mixed up, man. You put them in a lineup, you wouldn't know who's who because they so alike. And you look at their body of work and their trajectories of experience, their careers. You wouldn't even be able to tell the difference if you laid them down on a piece of paper, laid them on the desk, and looked at them. They would be the same because they are so the same. They are so similar. One's been in politics 40 years and the other's not in politics at all. One's been fighting for Medicare for all and all these with the unions and the strikes and going across the country for 5, 6, 7 years just on these campaigns alone. Not what he did before. This is the guy who filibustered all types of crap legislation. Bernie Sanders and Andrew Yang. He helped some kids from Oxford in an incubator or something. Isn't that what he did? Like a bunch of rich immigrant kids. I saw on his website he had a bunch of immigrant kids he was helping who were already in college, so they already afforded to go. He was helping them. I didn't see a lot of Dwaynes and Sataras up there, but, not a lot of Becky Ann's or Sue Lou's either. Missy Sue and, Cody. Not a lot of Codys either. I'm just saying what I saw on the website. I could be wrong, I didn't look through everything, but I just saw a lot of already very well-to-do young people. But anyway, what I'm saying is, regardless of how you feel, maybe he was, maybe he's a saint. He's Mother Teresa. But for young gang people to be like, is there no difference between Bernie and Andrew? Oh, there is a difference. Yang has better ideas. He has new ideas. Bernie's ideas are old, like, that $15 an hour, which some companies have already adopted. That's an old idea. We don't need that. And, Medicare for all is an old idea, even though your candidate has it on his website. It's an old idea. Get that out of here. Who needs that? I got a couple more. Let me see a couple more. Here goes one. This young man said, Tim Black, don't be a hater, Johnson. Yeah, he used my Johnson against me. Don't be a hater, Johnson. Yeah, I'm a hater for pointing out these things. See what I'm saying? I'm the hater. No, I think you hate truth. I think you hate truth, and I think your candidate hates being honest. But he knows, just like Trump, that you guys are so invested and so looking forward to that $1,000 a month. He can shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and you still vote for him. Ain't that right, Johnson? Ain't that right? Because you can't deny anything in this video. You can't deny it. But you are willing to overlook it because, give me money. Give me money. Your candidate says he don't want to disrupt the system. He lost my vote right there. But give me money. What else will he capitulate on? Give me money. I understand people need money. I get it. I do. But at what cost? And who's really getting paid? Check this out. Last thing. This young lady, Kate, said this. She said, a lot of people are joining Twitter just for Yang. Could be the solution or reason to what you're seeing. And I said, now that makes sense. I respect that comment. Thank you. Because, see, even I can be reasonable. You see, even I can be reasonable. And she's probably right, There are people who join just because of Yang. So I could be wrong. Maybe they're not trolls. In fact, it kind of saddens me to think that these people aren't trolling. They really think dishonesty is okay. They really think bait and switch is all right. They really think manipulating masses of people. And look, I'm going to put some joking aside. I'm going to keep it real with you. All right? I know people who could benefit from $1,000 a month. I'm one of those people. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but this don't pay well. And I got cousins, nephews. I got a son who's 21 who's underemployed right now, so yeah, he could benefit from $1,000 a month. But I know that's not the fix for everything. A senior who has to decide between their medications and is already on Social Security, maybe receiving another subsidy, their $1,000 a month will be cut because they don't get the whole $1,000 because they'd have to make some choices. Isn't that how it works? But the bottom line is, I understand that there are people who would greatly benefit from this $1,000 a month. If I thought that this would be great, long term, if I thought it was better just to put a Band-Aid on a problem instead of fixing the problems, which is the corruption, which is the Medicare, which is the health system, which is mass incarceration, which is all these structural issues that are the problem. If I thought it was better just to go a Yang way, I stand up for it, wouldn't give a damn what anybody thought. I'm under no obligation to any candidate or any ideology. That's the benefit of being independent. Call out who I want, believe what I want. As long as I believe in it, my audience will find me. That's what I believe because I've been doing this 6-7 years. Took me a while to learn that though. Don't chase the audience will find you. Just be loud. So that's my first point. But my last point is this. I really have a problem. Truly have a problem. Viscerally, inside my soul, deep down, baby, I have a problem with people manipulating vulnerable people. People who are between a rock and a hard place. Let's face it. Anybody who supports the Yang Gang, who supports this freedom dividend, they're not doing so good. Yeah, unless they're just some people are just trying to promote their brands and get themselves more exposure, and they see Yang as a ticket for that. But the vast majority of people, regular people, not people in media, not people trying to blow up their Twitter account or whatever the hell they're trying to do, but regular people, regular voters and people, users on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you're not doing so well. That's why you need this. And I think it's wrong to play on your situation, to play on your need, to play on whatever's missing, right? And your vulnerability. To me, that's wrong. Now, you can say Tim's a bad guy and all that stuff. And I'm cool with that. I've been called that by a lot of people, man. You ain't the first person not to like me, but I just want you to know I'm on your side. We have a difference of opinion. But see, my motivations are for the best for everyone. If I thought Andrew Yang was the solution, I'd support him. I don't care if he's a nice guy, if he can make jokes, if he makes you feel good. What I care about is if he's real. And when I start seeing people that have shaky verbiage, shaky rhetoric, things aren't lining up, my rear lights start flashing. That's what's happening with Andrew Yang. I'm not saying he's irredeemable. What I'm saying is that guy I saw in those clips, he was calculated. It was strategic. This was no mistake. So you can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself. Believe what you want to believe. But if you think it's okay for him to do what he's doing, which is jacking Medicare for all for his own purposes, doing a bait and switch, then coming out saying this system that kills all these people, he don't want to change it because these businesses might be affected. I got a problem with that. If you don't, that's on you. Go build a platform, say whatever you want. But on this channel, we call shit like this out. Yang Gang. All right, so let's go on to the next story because it's not the only story we got tonight. But that was my main story, my main piece. All right. Speaking of issues, right? So the next story I had. Well, first of all, guys, become a member of the 10 Black Wolf Pack. We got a couple more stories lined up. I'm ready to jump into them, but I have to remember to do this more often. So brace yourself. By popular demand, Johnson is here. I have new Johnson designs in my shop. If you want to pick them up, check them out. They are hilarious. They are revolutionary. And they're all Johnson. You're going to love them, man. Check them out. Both parties suck, Johnson. It's one of my favorites. Independent media only, Johnson. Keep it real. We are all Johnson. We are. We're one big community, guys. Go check it out. Independent media only. Johnson's in the house. Both parties suck, Johnson. We are here. They got a special going on right now. Free shipping. Get it today. Wolfpack. All right. You made it. All of you didn't leave. That's cool, man. Thank you. All right, so check this out, guys. There's somebody in the race that I've been saying maybe this person needs to drop out. Yeah, I've been saying they need to drop out, and you know what? I have not been attacked for it. People have agreed with me. Yes, this person needs to drop out. Well, you know what? Being attacked about it wouldn't matter to me because I believe in it. I believe this person needs to drop out. This person is going to stay in this race just long enough to lose all their political capital. Because right now what they're doing is they're grasping at straws. Give me that straw. You know, like in the movie, it's a cliffhanger and the person's sliding over the edge of a cliff, literally, and they just grabbing at the grass, the shrubbery. Or maybe they're walking in the woods or something, the forest or the Everglades, and they fall into the quicksand. And then they're trying to grab at stuff, to not go underneath the quicksand. Well, that's exactly what this candidate is doing. In fact, this candidate is not the only candidate that's doing it. There are a couple candidates right now grasping for straws. Literally. Grasping at straw men. In fact, I think that's where this whole thing came from, right? Grasping at straws, making a straw man. Just blow that straw man apart. Bye, straw man. The first of the candidates that I want to talk about who's grasping for straws or at straws is this little thing right here. This little person right here. I want to surprise you. Please don't get offended. Oh my God, you said thing. Just not trying to give away the gender of the person yet.
Well, let's start with this. You've obviously had to make some adjustments the last few days.
Yeah.
Parting ways with most of your team in New Hampshire, and you're telling most of the rest of your team, get here to Iowa, I need the help.
I'm all in Iowa. I'm all in.
And what's the plan?
The plan is to put resources into this state, it being the first in the nation, to cover the state with our organizers, with our volunteers. I'm practically living in Iowa to do the work that is necessary to make sure that I earn the support and have the folks in the caucuses who are standing in Kamala's corner.
Your team vowed in the last month that you would finish in the top 3 in this state. Is that still the goal?
We are going to end up in Iowa doing very well, and it is because we are putting the resources into the state and because I'm spending time doing everything from attending fish fries to steak fries to actually cooking in the kitchens with Iowan families and doing big town halls and doing small coffees and talking with voters and talking with people about the issues that they care about and to keep them up at night. And as you know, my campaign's about talking about the issues that are really fundamental issues of justice, issues like the economic state of families in America and the need that they have to make sure the government sees them and gives them the support they need.
Yeah. That's right. That's right, guys. Kamala Harris is just about over. It may be time to wrap it up. Start rolling up the mic cords. Back the boxes, back the truck up. Back the truck up, Johnson. Get in here. Let's get this stuff loaded up. We got to get out of here. Next band's going to be performing in 15 minutes. Chop, chop. Kamala Harris is going down the tubes, man. This is over. This is a wrap. And she's saying, or she has said, part of the reason why she feels she hasn't done as well as she should be doing is because she's a woman and because she is black or mixed heritage. Okay. I've been thinking really hard about this, and I'm not going to just jump out there and say it has nothing to do with anything. Of course, race has something to do with everything. This is America. There's always going to be elements of race, no matter who you are, okay? There are going to be people that are for you because of race and against you because of race. But when it comes to, like anything else, and when it comes to gender, same thing. So I don't want to say it has nothing to do with anything because that would be disingenuous. And it would mean we ignore facts. Just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you just go, that's full of crap just because I don't like you. Now, you got to keep it 100. One of the reasons why you watch this channel, I hope, is that you realize I keep it 100. You may not agree. You may think, it's better not to keep it 100, Tim. Don't give her any leg room. But it's the truth. We just got to look at statistics and we'll see black women don't get treated as well as white women, man. They don't get paid as much. They don't get hired as often. Come on, let's keep it real. So that's a reality. But there's one problem with her theory. Back in the summer, Johnson, Kamala Harris was sitting right behind Joe Biden in the number 2 spot. I repeat, back in the summer, Kamala Harris was sitting in the number 2 spot in a couple of polls right behind Joe Biden. And there was a point where she was definitely in the top tier. You guys remember that? Question. When she was in the top tier, was doing really well, did people know what she looked like? Or was everybody blind? Like, did everybody get stabbed in the eyes? All those people, were they stabbed in the eyes? Did they have the ability to see? Did they have the internet or did they have cable? Like, did they ever see a picture? Did they ever glance, like walk by a poster and see her or a newspaper? Or like, did they all not know she was brown and a woman? I'm just asking because you ain't become black since after, like, the second debate. You've been brown a long time, I'm guessing. Because if you could choose to be any color, I said if you could choose to be any color, I don't think you'd choose brown. Not in this country. Not in a lot of countries, but definitely not in this country. Not with the history we have. So, so I'm just saying, so it don't hold water, man. It don't make sense. This is what they do, though. When things aren't going well, grasping for straws. Make things bigger than they are. I can't be the problem. It couldn't be my performance on the debate stage. It couldn't be all those interviews where it couldn't be the horrible interviews and the horrible answers, the missteps, the smoking weed and then locking people up for it. It couldn't be the exposure of your record. That had been out there for a long time. But someone actually saying it out loud on cable news or during a debate where millions of people got to hear about you. And then when you had the opportunity to defend it, instead, you ignored the allegations and you proceeded to attack the person. Some people didn't like that. They were like, who is this woman? Why is she not defending her record? Instead, she's attacking the woman saying, basically, you're not good enough to question me. I'm Kamala Harris. So that may work in the club when you're around some guys that are beneath you, who don't make as much money as you, and you want to throw it in their face. But that don't work so well with voters. Voters tend to think you should answer questions. You should be forthcoming. And maybe, just maybe, if you would have done that, well, then maybe you wouldn't have fell like a brick dropped from the Empire State Building. Now look, as I stated, I'm not somebody who doesn't believe that there's racism. Believe me, I've been on YouTube. I know. I don't have N-word catcher filter on my YouTube channel for nothing. I've been called it so many times I had to stop it from being able to be posted. So yeah, I know. And I know that there are people who don't like me, but come on, guys. I've been at this for over 5 years, and I got less than 150,000 subscribers. And I'm decent at this. At least when I go do it publicly, people clap. So you could say it's not color, but come on, man. How many mediocre white guys gonna beat your boy out? So anyway, the point is, Kamala Harris is right, but she's wrong. She's wrong about herself. She is. She's right and wrong. She's right that these can be issues. But as it pertains to her, no, I think when you went after Joe Biden, it wasn't the best prescription. Maybe you don't need to go after people based on, certain issues because you have so many issues yourself. What you did was expose yourself. You gave the world, exposure to you. And then it became less of a negative for somebody to expose you because you went after Joe Biden. His favorability ratings were higher than yours, and you went after him, and then somebody went after you, and now, anyway. But what else, though, guys? There's a couple other things. The other problem with this whole thing that it's all about her gender and about her race is that she's not the only woman in the race. In fact, Elizabeth Warren, I don't know if you noticed or not, Kamala, but she is a woman. And according to the polling, she's doing pretty good. So now we are just left with black or brown or Haitian/Indian or whatever, right? No disrespect. So now you're saying that your Democratic Party is full of a racist. And you know the Democratic Party don't like that. So that's why she got to walk this back like Michael Jackson doing a moonwalk. Because you know you don't want that to become the talking point that the Democrats are racist. Now you can say the Republicans are racist all day, but you can't say the Democratic Party's full of racists. Or can you? Bill Clinton will call your ass right now. Oh no. Yeah, Bill and Obama will call you up. Well, listen. Hey, all right. I'm going to call her and see what she's talking about, Johnson. Oh, Barack, chill, man. I got this. Hey, I did not have sexual relations with you. And I would. You want some cream in your coffee? But, Hillary, listen, Kamala, I'm sorry. I called you Hillary. I don't know why I called you Hillary. You just remind me so much of my wife. You just remind me. It just seems like you're going in the wrong direction. And I, as an elder in the party, want to smack you back in the right direction. Just smack you right upside the head. Oh, well, come on, Bill. Hey, hold on, Bill. Give me the phone, Bill. Give me the phone. All right. Hey, Bill. Kamala, it's me, Barry. Hey, shut the hell up. Who are you talking to? Talking to you. Don't complain. Quit. That's right. Drop out. Hey, I told Biden to drop out. I said, Joe, drop your ass out. I told Joe to drop out before he ran. I'll let you run. Now you're running into the ground. This is not good. Hey, Michelle, could you get me my bat phone? Bat phone. I need to call Secret Service. Have them come pick her ass up. Yeah, we're gonna put you in one of them dark sites. You don't shut up. Get off the racist part. Don't do that. Don't do that. Use it on Republicans only. Yeah, that's what you do. All right? That's what you do. Because we could put you in Abu Ghraib. Huh? One little vacay. Huh? To be on the run with Snowden. That's what's going to happen. Right? Huh? Right? So, you've been warned. Now, I'm going to be down at my library in Chicago. But if you don't keep my name out your mouth or the Democrats' name out your mouth, then there's going to be problems. So, look, guys, it is what it is. I think Kamala Harris is a bad candidate. I've been saying it from day one. I also think Amy Klobuchar is just as bad, if not worse. Just so happens, I'm not the only person that thinks that. A lot of people think that. Amy Klobuchar is full of herself. She went from 2 to 4, and now she thinks she's a rock star. She is not. Kamala Harris was at 10, now she's at 3. 7 points. And some had her at 13, 14. As high as 13, 14 before she had the 10-point drop. So, I was right. They are wrong. They pay people a lot of money to be wrong. Kamala Harris needs to get out this race before it's over. Before it's over for her, and she's going to mess around and lose her seat on the Senate. And when that happens, don't be sitting there crying because you black, I'm black, oh my God, I'm black. Well, and you know what? It's because you're a prosecutor. And I don't believe any prosecutor should run to become president in the Democratic Party. Democratic Party is supposed to be the party of the people, the party of unions and the people and black folks. And we can't have a nominee be somebody who locked a lot of us up. And I know you're going to say, hey, I remember that time I caught the murder of a child. Remember that time we caught the girl that was kidnapped? Yeah, that was like 2% of your cases. 90% of the cases that Kamala Harris and Amy Klobuchar handled are non-violent drug offenses. But they like to throw out the 1 or 2 or 5 cases in their lifespan or in their career span where they handle cases of sexual assault or rape or something. That's a very small, minute corner of your record. And maybe, just maybe, there are people who don't take fondly to it. It's up to me to be more people that didn't take fondly to it. All right, next story. Get me started up in here. So that's the real reason Kamala Harris is tanking. But she's not the only person that's tanking, Johnson. Now, there's some other people who are... A couple other people doing the same thing. Yep. We got Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Oh, yeah, Pete's tanking too. In his own way. Well, he's tanking with black folks. In fact, he's been tanking with black folks all this time. This isn't new, but people want it to be a new thing because now they're trying to make Pete be their guy. Yeah, they're looking at Joe Biden like, you guys hear this guy? Do you hear him? Get him off the campaign trail, please. Hide him. So they've been hiding Joe Biden in the broom closets, in the back of vans. I heard they had him stuffed in a trunk just to keep him from talking in front of people. And it's bad when you got your candidate out on the stump and you cut his mic yourself, like he's talking, he's meandering up there. Listen, look, America, we're a shining light on the hill. And I remember a time when I was 20, I was with Popcorn and Corn Pop and we were doing things and then I said, Barry, my boss, Barack, and President Cornel West, we were sitting there talking, Alan West, we were talking about the weather, then we were talking about, and then he's cut his mic. That's funny, man. That's funny right there. That's funny. Well, anyway, Mayor Pete, they decide they're going to install Mayor Pete, right? Because Mayor Pete, he can lie repetitively, like in a sentence, in a straight line, just well, first of all, there's a lot to talk about, and I would love to address these things as I kiss your ass and then say nothing for about 3 minutes because I'm really good at doing that. And even though I think that all Americans deserve Medicare for all, getting Medicare for all may not be the best thing for Americans. If it was, then I would support it. But since I don't support it and since it's not best for America, I think we need to look at other alternatives. It's not that I'm opposed to it. It's just that I'm not for it. And not being for something doesn't mean I'm opposed to it. It just means that I'm a little bit not so sure if I can get funding after I support it. So therefore, I'm not going to support it unless the American people think it needs to be supported. And then I'll just change their minds about it because I have been programmed. I said 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 I have been programmed. I don't know what happened there. A computer glitch. Reloading software. Reboot. Like I was saying. So what we need to do is we need to come together as a people in the division that this president, this so-called president of the United States, Donald Trump, is a irritant, but he is not the whole story. The whole story is what we are going to do about him, and what we're going to do is elect me with the correct amount of attributes that can assimilate into the... Shut up, Pete! So anyway, Pete Buttigieg... People are now saying that Pete, he would do better. He'd be able to win. He would have a shot if only people know how to pronounce his name. Or maybe if people knew who the hell he was, which most people don't. But no, what they're saying now is that Pete would have a real shot, and it's a shame he doesn't because the black people in South Carolina are so homophobic. You don't believe me? Check out Boy George commenting about this on Twitter. Boy George said, it's sad to hear that older black voters in South Carolina have issue with Pete Buttigieg living with his husband. There you go. Living with his husband. People don't choose their race or their sexuality. God is constantly trying to teach us compassion, and we won't listen. Yeah. This right here, Johnson. See this right here? This is so horrible. This is some racist shit right here, Johnson. He said that the blacks, first of all, he's not even American. But hey, you ain't got to be a citizen to talk about us. So we, I get it. Yeah. Who's you going to talk about? Chameleon land or wherever the hell you're from. I don't know where you're from. England, bloody old England. But okay. As if there's no gay people you need to fight for in England. One part of this sentence really bothers me, man. Well, it's two. First is, how do you know all the black people in South Carolina have a problem with Pete because of he living with his husband? I don't think they'd be happier if he didn't live with his husband. I think they don't want a broken up family. I'm just saying, you worded the tweet so horrible. Yeah, he said because he lives with his husband. So if he didn't live with his husband, they'd be like, oh, cool, you're gay, but you're separate, so this is better. So that's kind of weird, but I get your point. You saying that we're homophobic. I get it. Or South Carolina, particularly South Carolina. Older blacks, not younger blacks. Younger blacks like, hey, bring on this, menage a trois. Bring it on. But the older blacks are like, oh no, it's too much. Sword fighting, none of that here. So I got a problem with that because you don't really have any data to support that. Oh, you mean that survey that the Pete Buttigieg campaign did of they're like asking people as they like at rallies or whatever, hey, how you feel about gay people? Like, hey, what are you talking about? Hey, man, get away from me. Hey, get out of my face, man. How I feel about gay people. I'm not gay, man. I got all this child support to pay right now. I got to... Talking about. What do he look like? No, I'm serious. I don't. But the part that really stuck out to me, because that's like basically offensive shit that I'm used to hearing, where people look at a candidate and they don't look at anything about the candidate. They just look at, sort of like with Kamala, same thing. Hey, it's because I'm black. Oh, hey, because I'm a woman. It's like, but you were just doing well. Well, Pete's doing well, but you say just because black people don't like him, it's got to be that. It couldn't be nothing about Pete. Like that first black chief that he fired, instead of firing his racist cops, he fired the chief who found out just how racist they were. You mean that part? Or Pete himself admitting he hasn't done enough to integrate his police force. That in South Bend, which is 37% black, like 2% of his officers are black. Like he couldn't bust in blacks like they bust in blacks to go to his jail, I'm sure. But those issues you don't think are reasonable enough for black people to be like, man, who's this guy? And not to mention he talked like a robot. He don't seem authentic at all. I mean, only if you're Charlemagne the God do you think this guy's authentic. Charlemagne think he's authentic because, he don't want no problems with this guy. But to me, if I was just like a guy, who's this guy? If you're not really used to dealing with people who do all this, I don't know, career speak, this, $5 words when a 50-cent word will do, where you're trying to impress people and trying to, never be direct, just always winding roads. Well, you don't think that any of that has any adverse effect on why people might not like him? And maybe the fact that black people are not as trusting of white politicians who they don't know, I don't know, for good reasons probably. Hell, we're not trusting the politicians that we do know. And hell, we're not even trusting the black politicians that we don't know that well. Cory Booker's not polling much better than Pete Buttigieg in South Carolina. I mean, he's black. I don't know if you know that, but he black, he brown. But the part about this tweet that really bothers me, guys, is he said we don't get to choose our race just like we don't get to choose our sex. As if, what did I say? If he could choose not to be black, you would. Because it's a problem, because it's like, it's not that good being black. Boy George said, you don't get to choose your race or your sex. Meaning Pete would have chose to be straight and black guys would choose to be white. Why would they do that, Johnson? What are you implying, Johnson? That maybe white guys are better? I'm just saying, see how anybody can manipulate it? And it sounds like that to me, the way you said it. Let's just check it out real quick again. I just want to make sure I'm getting it right. Because it just seemed that way to me. It just seemed horrible. Like, why would you say that? People don't choose their race or their sexuality. Okay. I'm sorry, man. It sounds a little racist. What about this?
It goes to the song High Hopes by Panic at the Disco, which is kind of the walk-on song for Pete. The way that the dance goes is very, very simple. You do kind of like a push down to the right, and then down to the left, and then up to the right, and up to the left.
Super simple dance.
And then you do the same thing, but you do a roll to the right, roll to the left, roll up to the right, and roll up to the left. And then you do 2 claps. And then you go back and forth just up in the air, right? So it looks like this to the music. And I encourage you all to do it along with me so that I don't feel silly.
So you mean to tell me Pete is actually going to places like South Carolina, in South Carolina, trying to get people to do this whack-ass dance as he comes out the stage, and then you still gonna ask me why aren't more black people supporting Pete? Really? It shit ain't obvious. There wasn't a smooth move in that. Come on, man. We got better taste than that. We ain't gonna do no whack-ass stuff like that. This is horrible. This is assault and battery on coolness. We don't do that. You talking about the people that invented pop locking it, the moonwalking, head spinning, the Dougie, the Cabbage Patch. You know, it's not. You want us to do this shit? Really? And then if we don't like I'm surprised you ain't losing a lot of white votes either. There were white people in that audience mad as hell that you were trying to make them do that. I saw a guy, both his hands was down, and I could see in his face he was disgusted. Because he's been around some people that can dance, and he know this is horrible. But like I said, guys, this is what they do. They, instead of putting the focus on what they could do better, they focus on the people. They blame the people. This is a typical tactic of Democrats. Yeah, Hillary did the same thing. Instead of blaming her lack of campaign skills, her unexciting campaign policies, her lack of inspiration on the stump, not being charismatic, not being funny, not having big ideas that tapped into the ethos of the moment. She blamed the people. That's it. Just blame the people. Then she said people, just call people names that could potentially vote for her. She called them names. This is sort of like the same thing that's happening here with Pete. And they're only getting away with it because it's about black people. Because you can call black people whatever you want. But if Pete's people or whatever who's floating this stuff, if they were saying that white people in the Democratic Party were a certain way, there'd be a problem. Anyway, it is what it is. Not to mention, what has Pete actually done? He's not like he's this accomplished politician who's done so much, and it's so undeniable. This guy is so effective, such an effective leader. The guy is a mayor of a small town that most people never heard of. They can't pronounce his name. They don't know who he is. What has he done? He's a fabrication. We wouldn't even know who he was if you didn't give him so much publicity. CNN and MSNBC and Vanity Fair. Like, he's not doing anything that's like, wow, look at Pete. You got to see this guy. Check this guy out. Man, he hasn't went on Jimmy Kimmel and played the sax with sunglasses on or nothing. He hasn't said he got hot sauce in his purse or nothing, or in his wallet or in his car or nothing. He hasn't said Drake is his favorite rapper or nothing. He hasn't said The Roots is his favorite band or nothing. So, yeah, it is what it is. All right, folks, we're almost to the end. My last story for the night is this. You're looking at the picture of a man by the name of Rodney Reed. And celebrities are rallying around for the release of Rodney Reed because he is scheduled to die by execution in Texas in the end of the month. Now, I'm covering this story. Because, for one, I want you all to think about just how jacked up our criminal justice system is. That's for one. And for two, let me back that up. I'm covering this story because I want this man's life to be saved. That's first. Two, I want you to know how bad our system is. And three, I want you to know there have been men in his position, Mr. Reed's position, who weren't saved. We have a track record. There have been a number of people who have been exonerated, luckily, at the last minute. And there's some people who will never know. And that's why I don't support the death penalty. Because our system is so flawed. It's so jacked up. It's so horrible that I know we put innocent people to death every day. And innocent people die in prison every day as well. We tend to leave that out. The people that die in prison. There's more than one way to die in prison, not just being executed. You can just fall on something hard or get stabbed with something sharp. So the story of Rodney Reed is a tragic story. Back in 1996, he was convicted of the murder of Stacey Stites. Murder and rape of Stacey Stites. Turns out that another man by the name of Jim Fennell, a police officer who went to jail for rape after this, he told a cellmate, I had to kill her. She's having an affair with a black dude. Which explains why Rodney Reed's DNA was inside the woman, because they were having a relationship. And several other people came forward, including, I think, a cousin of Miss Stites, who said, yeah, she was dating Rodney Reed. I told her, be careful, because people find out, they might kill you. Rodney's family knew that he was dating her too, because they told him, hey, this is dangerous. If people find out, they might kill you. Even with all that information, guys, even with all of that information, the police officer, Fennell, he was a suspect. He failed 2 polygraphs. But because they couldn't put him at the scene, him being a cop and all, probably wore gloves, well, they let him go. And since they couldn't put Rodney at the scene, but there was DNA inside that they had relations, they just said, well, he must have, since he had relations with her at some point, because the DNA's still in her, well, he must have killed her. Though they had no physical evidence that he was at the scene or touched the murder weapon, which was, I think, a belt or something. They say the testimony from the cellmate that says he got a confession from Fennell and he told the authorities, they don't believe it because, well, the inmate who's in prison has a criminal record, so they don't believe him. Yeah, like, who is Fennell supposed to tell except somebody in jail? In fact, the roommate that Fennell told that he actually is the one who killed Stites is a member of the Aryan Brotherhood, who Fennell sought protection from. So we got an Aryan Brotherhood member telling the truth, trying to get exonerated a black man by the name of Rodney Reed. That's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Think about that. A Aryan Brotherhood member tells another Aryan Brotherhood member about a murder to get a black man off of death row. And the judge say, we don't believe him because, obviously he would lie for the blacks. Only in America, mofo. Only in America. Folks, Rodney Reed is his name. Please look up. I'm going to put, and when I put out this video, I'm going to put a link where you can go to a petition where over 120,000 people have already signed it to get a stay of execution for Rodney Reed. If nothing else, you got to have doubt. We have witnesses that are not friends of Rodney who say that they knew that Rodney had a relationship with this woman. There is no physical evidence tying him to the crime scene. And we got a confession. Like, what else more do you need? Videotape? We didn't have smartphones then. And I just want to give a shout out to a couple of people, celebrities who were involved in this. Trying to remember who they are. A couple of celebrities are involved. Well, hell. I can't find the names of the celebrities right now, but there are a couple of celebrities. One of them is Kim Kardashian. I know that for a fact. One of them is Kim Kardashian. There are a couple other celebrities, maybe Rihanna. Oh, Meek Mill. Here we go. Rihanna and Meek Mill. There you go. All three of them are standing up for Rodney Reed, and I think that's amazing. And I like this a lot better than the celebrities who've been kissing Pete Buttigieg's butt lately. Once you use your cachet as a celebrity to save a life, as opposed to, just lining up behind establishment candidates because you think it'll help you get parts in Hollywood or whatever. Might be another way to go, Johnson. All right, people, that's all I got. I'm glad you tuned in tonight. Thank you so much. Remember, become a member right now. Do it and hit the bell so you get all notifications for all my stuff. Tomorrow, I will be on The Rising. That's right. I will be on The Hills, The Rising. I'll be there with Crystal Ball and Sager. Is that right? And we'll be talking about who knows what. Whatever they throw at me, we're going to talk about it. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll be there tomorrow. What else? We got a show tomorrow night right here, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, guys, if you got comments, super chats, please put them up now because I would love to share your message with the world. How about that? Yeah. Let's see what kind of comments we got. Check it out, y'all. All right, Johnson. Got a few people. We got a new member, Kyle. Kyle Taylor Lucas is a member of the Wolfpack. Thank you, Kyle, for joining the Wolfpack, my friend. Thank you, Kyle. Welcome to it. Tim, your thoughts on Warren calling her plan Medicare for All? It's not Medicare for All. There are a lot of flaws in that plan. I got to do a whole video about it. I didn't have time to look over the whole plan yet. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to take a bite at the apple and bite just a quarter. I want the whole apple. But I'll tell you this. We don't need to pass the insurance expense on the companies. We need to make those companies pass those savings on to workers in the form of wages. That's what we need to do. There goes your $1,000 a month right there, Johnson. Get it? Just Lisa says, Yang Gang are indoctrinated, naive, and arrogant. They don't care about the facts. The more you give them, the more they regurgitate his talking points, which will make him rich off their arrogance. I don't want to claim every Yang supporter is that way. All right? I don't want to say that. But I do want to say there are some that are that way. I'm sure there's some people that are horrible in all camps, right? Even in my example, I did have one that was like, hey, man, some of us are new to politics. We're just inspired by it. And I understand what that's like. You know what I'm saying? I was young once. But I respect your comment, and I agree to a certain extent. They're young, and they're idealistic, and they want to believe in this guy. And Yang comes across as a very nice guy. So, yeah, I see your point. Amen says, democracy is hard for some. Love you. Love you back, A. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Benny Ford says, Kamala is attending a pancake feed this Sunday, and polls will turn around. Get ready to eat your words next week. Put some Mrs. Butterworth's on it. Hey, if you think that that's going to turn it around, cool. I don't know if you're being real or you joking. You joking, ain't you? You got to be joking. I don't see it, dog. That's a no for me, dog. Randy Jackson. Thank you, Bethlehem. I appreciate you. Thrasher all ends. The establishment will soon drop everything to support Pete. His essay about corp centrist and Bernie dissects the hypocrisy. By Buttigieg. You're next. From your lips to God's ears. Antonio T says, I thought principal disagreements could be accepted and were preferred over smears. Right, Yang Gang? The backlash went overboard, Johnson. It did go overboard. It's still going on. It's okay. I'm tough. I can deal with that. I blocked a lot of them, Johnson, and I hate blocking people. But they were just saying all types of stuff that has makes no sense, and all directed to me saying that they were bots, which I didn't start saying until thousands of people flooded my timeline. That's how bad they are. I mean, they are horrible. They were horrible. A lot of people were horrible who came on my timeline. That's not every Yang supporter, because that every Yang supporter came on my timeline. But though a lot of those people who came on my timeline, I wish they were a little bit older and stop by where we could talk in person, just so I can, get to know them a little bit. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, because some of them were really, really just, you know what I'm saying? I remember I'm getting older, you know what I mean? They don't got no respect for that. They was talking smack. They need a smack or a kick upside the ass. Schultze said, still the best news on the web, Tim Black TV. Thank you, Schultze, my brother. I appreciate you, man. We try to keep it coming, Man, we had a good time at Politicon, didn't we, guys? Damn. Had a good time, man. I'm going to be doing some more stuff. Somebody going to be like, yo, Tim Black, we like you. Come do this program or come get this speech or some good stuff's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. It's not going to just happen. I'm going to make it happen. We're going to get bigger and better. We're going to have a facility, and we're going to have anchors out in the field. I want anchors in every state. I mean, it's stuff I want to do, man. You guys don't know. Well, now you do, because I just told you. But I got plans, Johnson. I got plans of opening this up to have a real network with a lot of different voices. Beef4, what's up, Beef? And a job at Politicon. Oh, A+ job at Politicon. Thank you, my friend. Hope you're there again next year. You and Kyle destroyed the entire convention. 2 progressives versus hundreds of status quo, still won. Man, thank you. I had a great time, man. Kyle is a good guy. Almost like a lot of what he the way he sees it, I see it a lot that way. But there's still some stuff, But overall, I think we were a great team, and I let him do him. He let me do me. You know what I'm saying? And look, he was doing his impressions, and I was like, well, guys, I got a lot of impressions, but I was like, you know what? Kyle's doing them. So so like you got to feel like the groove, like complimenting is not always about competition. It's about complimenting, right? So, and then there were things he let me roll with, and he just, all right. So that's when you haven't talked about it, you haven't had that conversation, but you just know intuitively that he's got a lane, I'm going to give him all his room. I've got a lane, and he let me have all my room. And that's what we call thinking on your feet. So I admire that. Very witty young man, great time. It was very cool. And his guy, I think is a Connor. What's his name? I met his guy, Corin. Shout out to Corin. I met Corin there as well, and they're a great team, man. So Corin was there doing some film work. My son TJ was there doing film work as well, and we were all backstage together for a little bit, so it was really cool, man. That's what's up. What else? Shy Spitfire says, Tim, thank you so much for talking about Rodney Reed. Oh, no, thank you. I always do that. I tell people, I'm progressive, but I'm a black progressive. And to keep that cachet, you have to maintain it. That's important. There are people calling themselves black progressives and all this stuff. They don't talk about black issues because they don't want to scare off white people. My job is to educate people. I have to. This ain't just for me. I'm trying to leave a legacy. Not like Obama. I don't want bodies on my legacy. You get what I'm saying? But I want to leave a legacy that matters. If I'm gone tomorrow, I want people to say, Tim stood up for vulnerable people. He stood up for black folks who are hurting. He didn't just do what was convenient. That matters to me. It matters a whole lot to me, all right? So thank you, Jason. Thank you, Shy Spitfire. What's up, Maggie Smith? Thank you, Maggie. I never remember Jason G. What's up, Jason? Jason, man, were you at Politicon? I don't know. I met a Jason, like he's the first person in my video. So I don't know why I'm assuming that's you, but Mike Thompson, thank you, Mike, for the donation. Doc BBC said, too bad Creepy Kamala based most of her campaign on being the first female of color to be elected president, almost like she wants to have it both ways. Yeah, you know, black people didn't like that. You know, like one thing Obama got right, and I don't understand why Kamala didn't get it right. Obama wasn't walking around going, I'm going to be the first black anything. Because black people don't want to be manipulated. They want to be like anybody else. Lied to and, you know, bait and switched. Just like everybody else. Woo, well, what you said, I'm black, you owe me a vote. Now you got to be smooth and lie and, you know, pretend to like hip-hop just like Obama did, you know. Pretend to be cool, talk about all your, you know, I was out there in those streets of Chicago, helping those kids in Chicago. That's what I was doing while Hillary was on the board of Walmart. Hey, sometimes I don't know who I'm campaigning against. You know, all the time. You know, you got to stutter. Listen, hey, shut up. Benny Ford, thank you for the donation, my friend. I think that's the second one. Thank you, Benny. All right, guys, I got to go. I got to get something to eat. Haven't eaten since like, I don't know, 10 a.m. And I got to get something to drink. And I got to get ready for my show tomorrow at Rising, so I got to let you go. But I love you. Stay cool. Stay keeping it real. And come back here tomorrow. Become a subscriber and a member of the 10 Black Wolfpack. That's how we grow. It's because of you. We're not funded by anybody except viewers. So viewers, keep joining, and we'll keep growing, and we'll keep telling the truth. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. By popular demand, Johnson is here. I have new Johnson designs in my shop. If you want to pick them up, check them out. They are hilarious, they are revolutionary, and they're all Johnson. You're going to love them, man. Check them out. Both parties suck, Johnson. It's one of my favorites. Independent media only, Johnson. Keep it real. We are all Johnson. We are. We're one big community, guys. Go check it out. Independent media only. Johnson's in the house. Both parties suck, Johnson. We are here. They got a special going on right now. Free shipping. Get it today. Wolfpack.